right, well, all those people that were looking for a job clearly have experience, but what about college graduates? Joni DAniels is here. She always has great advice and great tips. This is hard when you really don't have a lot of experience behind you and you're entering a whole world of competition.
It is hard. It's very difficult right now, especially with fewer jobs, smaller salaries, and a lot of competition.
So let's go through it, because you gave us some great advice for graduates. You say focus on what you add.
You know, people want to know what you bring to the table, so you ought to be able to answer the question, what will you be able to contribute to our firm, and articulate that well.
All right. And then you also say, know who you're talking to. That's kind of, it seems like a no-brainer for people who have been working for a while, but if you're entering the working world.
But if you're entering the working world, do some research online, learn a little bit about the company, find out if you're going to be interviewed by the hiring manager, somebody in personnel, a screener, colleagues, so that you can shape your questions to meet the needs of the person who's asking them, and they're just not uniform and bland answers to questions.
Kind of like what you always say, do your research.
Right, do your homework, absolutely.
All right, and be flexible.
You know, we walk out and we want a certain kind of job, but given the market, be flexible about the kind of firms that you look at. You know, there's not-for-profit, there's startups, there's entrepreneurs, there's corporations, there's government, there's education. There's so many varieties. Be flexible about not only the organizations that you're trying to apply to, but the kinds of opportunities they have to hire you into.
Right, and also be willing to work weird hours or work, you know, that's the other thing too.
Yeah, the job of the job seeker is to get the job.
Right. And then see what you can do with it.
Exactly. Once you're inside, you have a lot more flexibility.
All right, one of my favorites that we were discussing, be professional.
You know, you are now going out into the working world and you are going to be paid money for your contribution. So people expect you to be professional, to look professional, to sound professional. You should dress professional. You should talk professionally. Please and thank you notes, no slang, no swear words. Have a professional answering message on your answering machine or your voicemail. And be aware that people Google you, and social networks are a great way to do background checks. Get pictures you don't want potential employers to see off of there, get them out of there, or restrict with privacy issues, because you know, the question I always ask myself is, what would my parents say if they saw this? And it's a good question to ask for future employers.
And you know, probably a future employer doesn't want to see their potential employee, like a photograph of them doing a beer bong.
No, that's not an added value that people bring to the organization.
Absolutely. So be professional. You also say, let that enthusiasm shine through.
Yeah, you know, people want to hire enthusiastic, energetic, upbeat people. That's the kind of people we all want to work around. Let that shine through. Let your passion shine through, your excitement, your eagerness. That's going to make you stand above the rest.
Now, what does this one mean? Forget about what you thought.
You know, I think, Megan, we all think about what the world of work will be like, what that perfect job will be like, what employment will be like. The world of work has changed a lot in the last year. There are not as many opportunities to work. The salaries are different. So what you thought it would be like may have changed significantly. And so you need to be a lot more flexible and a lot more open to what's really out there versus what you thought was out there, especially when you started creating your career plans. For some of these grads, 3 or 4 years ago, it's a very, very different market right now.
Okay, 2 we have to get through real quickly. Highlight the highlights.
You know, new grads can't compare to people who have been working. So you have a great GPA, highlight it. If you had an incredible internship, that's stuff that employees who have been working a long time don't have. So point to that.
And be a new grad.
Yeah, overconfidence is almost as bad as underconfidence. You're a new grad. So it's not like you've been out there working for 5 or 10 years. Be a new grad. Be prepared to pay your dues, because before long you're going to be seen as that wonderful resource that employers are delighted to have hired.
Yeah, you don't know everything.
Not right away.
But you do, so tell people where they can reach you.
I do know everything. You can find me at JoniDaniels.com. That's JoniDaniels.com. Come to my website.
All right, always good to see you, Joni.
Nice to see you. I'll see you next month when it's warmer.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Jamie.
I'm young and I'm cheap. That worked for me. All right.